In the animal kingdom, there's a very simple rule. The bigger you are, the more respect you get. Lions are the kings, leopards are the masters of the ambush, and hyenas rule through numbers. But there is one animal that didn't get the memo. It's about the size of a medium dog. It has stubby legs, and it looks like it's wearing a very fashionable grey rug on its back. Meet the honey badger, also known as the ratel. This creature has earned a reputation that borders on legendary. In fact, the Guinness Book of World Records once officially named it the most fearless animal in the world. Why? Because the honey badger simply does not care. It doesn't care if it's outnumbered. It doesn't care if its prey is 10 times its size. And it certainly doesn't care if that prey is one of the most venomous snakes on the planet. I've seen footage of a single honey badger chasing off 3 leopards and another taking a nap while a cobra tries to bite through its neck. Today on WildSpeak, we are peeling back the thick skin of this internet icon. We're going to find out how they survive the impossible, why they are the ultimate preppers of the wild, and what happens when they decide they want a snack that's guarded by 10,000 stinging bees. Buckle up, because we're entering the world of the animal that just doesn't give up. To understand the honey badger's attitude, you first have to understand its biology. This isn't just a brave animal, it's an animal built like a biological tank. Let's start with the skin. A honey badger's skin is incredibly thick, about 1/4 inch thick around the neck. To put that in perspective, that's thicker than the hide of a buffalo. It's so tough that a machete can struggle to cut through it, and even a lion's teeth find it difficult to get a solid grip. But here's the real secret: the skin is remarkably loose. If a predator grabs a honey badger by the back of the neck, the badger can actually twist and turn inside its own skin. Imagine someone grabbing you by your jacket, but you're able to turn 180 degrees inside that jacket to punch them in the face. That's exactly what the honey badger does. It turns around while being held and uses its formidable claws and teeth to attack the predator's face and eyes. Most predators realize very quickly that holding onto a honey badger is like holding onto a spinning saw blade. Then there are the weapons. Those front claws aren't just for show. They are massive curved digging tools. They can rip through sun-baked earth in seconds, but they are equally effective at disemboweling an opponent. Combine that with a bite force strong enough to crush a turtle's shell, and you have a predator that can tackle almost anything. But perhaps the most super-powered part of their anatomy is their internal chemistry. Honey badgers love to eat snakes, and not just the harmless ones. They go after puff adders and cobras. Now usually, a bite from a king cobra is a death sentence, but the honey badger has evolved a specialized resistance to snake venom. Scientists have found that their nicotinic acetylcholine receptors, which are the targets of many snake neurotoxins, have mutated so the venom can't bind to them. In many cases, if a honey badger gets bitten by a highly venomous snake, it might pass out for a few hours. It looks dead. But then, as its body processes the toxins, it simply wakes up. It shakes its head, looks around, and finishes eating the snake that just bit it. Talk about a walking it off mentality. Now you might be wondering, why is it called a honey badger? Well, it's not because they are sweet, it's because they have an obsession with beehives. In the wild, honey badgers are legendary for raiding the nests of African honeybees. Now, these aren't your average garden bees. These are some of the most aggressive bees in the world. When a honey badger finds a hive, it doesn't try to be stealthy. It uses its powerful claws to rip the hive apart. Thousands upon thousands of bees swarm the badger, stinging its face, its eyes, and its ears. Any other animal would be dead within minutes from the sheer volume of venom. But the honey badger just keeps eating. It's after 2 things: the honey, yes, but more importantly, the bee larvae, which are packed with protein. While the badger raids the hive, it uses another one of its secret weapons. At the base of its tail, the honey badger has an anal scent gland. When it's raiding a hive, it releases a smell so pungent and overpowering that it's said to have a stupefying effect on the bees, helping to calm them down or at least distract them while the badger enjoys its meal. It's basically a biological stink bomb. There's also a famous story about a partnership between the honey badger and a bird called the greater honey guide. Legend says the bird flies ahead, calling out to the badger to lead it to a hive. The badger rips the hive open, and the bird gets to eat the leftover wax and larvae. While scientists are still debating exactly how often this happens in a coordinated way, it's a perfect example of how the badger is the demolition expert of the African bush. This relentless drive for food is what defines them. They are omnivores, meaning they'll eat berries and roots, but they prefer meat. They've been known to steal kills from leopards and chase off entire packs of hyenas just to get a taste of what's for dinner. They don't calculate the odds. They don't look at a leopard and think he's bigger than me. They look at a leopard and think that's my snack he's holding. To understand where this no-quit attitude comes from, we have to look at the family tree. Honey badgers belong to the mustelid family. This includes weasels, stoats, otters, and the legendary wolverine. Mustelids are famous for having high metabolisms and being incredibly feisty for their size. If you've ever seen a tiny weasel take down a rabbit 3 times its size, you've seen a mini version of the honey badger spirit. The honey badger is essentially the final boss of the weasel family. It took all the best traits of its cousins, the agility of the otter, the digging power of the badger, and the pure, unadulterated rage of the wolverine, and packed them into one silver-backed powerhouse. They are the ultimate example of why you should never judge a book by its cover. So what can we learn from the honey badger? Maybe it's that resilience is a superpower. Life in the wild is incredibly tough, but the honey badger survives not by being the fastest or the largest, but by being the most persistent. It teaches us that when your skin is thick enough and your will is strong enough, even a cobra bite is just a temporary nap. The honey badger has become a symbol of toughness for people all over the world. It's a reminder that no matter how small you feel, you can still stand your ground against the giants. But I want to hear from you. What is your favorite tough animal? Do you think the wolverine could take on a honey badger in a fair fight? Or is there another animal out there that you think is even more fearless? Let me know in the comments below. I love reading your theories and animal face-offs. If you enjoyed this episode of WildSpeak, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. We're bringing you the wildest stories from the natural world every week, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Speaking of next time, we're moving from one of the smallest tough guys to the absolute titans of the land. We're going to look at a creature that is famous for its memory, its deep emotional bonds, and a secret language that travels through the very ground we walk on. That's right. Next week, we're diving into the social clubs of the elephant. It's a story of intelligence and family that might just change the way you think about humanity. Until then, stay brave, stay curious, and like the honey badger, don't let anything stand in your way. See you in the next one.